There's a fact I want to state clear here. When we talk about separating yourself from whatever spirit that limits you, we are not talking about separating yourself from what you are or from who you are. There's a difference between separating oneself from a covenant made on behalf of oneself or from a covenant made in human flesh, and the separating oneself from who one actually is. For instance, I just treated a case here in my consultation room today. A lady was covenanted by her parents to a given altar. Now, this lady came of age, and after being told that she is covenanted to this altar and she must serve that altar. Now, this lady now said that she is not interested, that she doesn't want to serve that altar. Now, she can authoritatively denounce and separate herself from that covenant because it is human instituted. It is human instituted. But had it been that it is an altar where one spirit, one she is with, how do I call it? It's just like your she now. Your she. You now want to do a separation so that your she will leave you, so that you have nothing more to do with your she. Is it possible? It's not. Because your she is who you are and is what you are. The covenant between you and your she is not human instituted. It is spiritual. It started from the spirit long before you took flesh. The relationship, the bonding between you and your she have nothing to do with human. Yes. It was not instituted by your parents. The bond between you and your she. And the bond between you and your she extends even beyond the flesh. This kind of bonding, you cannot separate it. Another bonding you cannot separate yourself from is the bonding between you and Awo. The bonding between you and your ancestors. The bonding between you and your Ikenga. The bonding between you and your spirit spouse. Your spirit spouse. It is not human constituted. Any bonding that is not human constituted cannot be broken by human authority. No. It is only the bonding constituted by human authority that you can break by human authority. Yes. Now, another like it is in the matters of destiny. Now, if maybe your parents choose a destiny for you, like in the matter of the lady I just treated a case now, before I switched on my camera to give this teaching. In her own case, her parents constituted her destiny. It is humanly constituted destiny. That is a destiny whereby she's dedicated to serve the spirit in a given altar. In other words, her parents choose that destiny for her to serve that altar. This one is a different term. It is human constituted destiny. You can separate it. You can denounce it. But one, if follow your destiny, I mean, akala akage, I mean EU. I am not talking about the EU. Englo na mmadụ. You know, when we are talking about EU can be of twofold. Of course, as you live your life daily, your choices, your decisions, your thoughts, your feelings every moment, every second, your utterances, all these things shape and reshape your destiny. Yes. But you see that destiny that was made in the spirit before you took flesh in your mother's womb. That destiny that you took at the end, at your entrance to this realm of existence called the universe, this part of existence. That destiny, that place where you were asked, okay, you want to go to the universe, okay? What is your mission to the universe? What are you going to the universe to do? You were asked, and there and then you constituted your destiny. That this is what I am going to the universe to do. I am going to the part of the universe called Earth. I am going there to do this, to accomplish this. So destiny. When if for that particular destiny, there is nothing like you separating yourself from it. You must do it. You must do it. If you see that kind of destiny, you cannot change it while you are living in this flesh. If you must change it, you have to return to that spirit world where you constituted it in order for you to be able to change it. You cannot change it just by what you do with this. You cannot change it wearing this flesh. You cannot. The destiny you can change wearing this flesh is the destiny you constituted on this flesh. Or maybe in your past flesh. That is the destiny you can change while you are here. Maybe what I mean is that, for instance, there are some people that in their destiny, it was said that, for instance, maybe because of what they passed through in the past marriage, in their past life, they now made a firm pronouncement that they will never get married again. They will never get married again. They made that pronouncement in the flesh out of emotion, pains, and all that. You see that kind of destiny, that kind of EU, you can change it. Why in this flesh? You can it's just a matter of you know. Like there was a time I wrote an article. I described manual and automatic way of changing this kind of EU. Manual and automatic. The manual way is the one of using some materials to make some pronouncement, that certain that I spoke in my previous lifetime, that I hereby renounce you, making use of things like pebbles and all that. That is the manual. And then the automatic one is you in your life, in your living, in your mind and in your feelings and in your emotion. You begin in your subconscious mind, you begin to rewrite, to rewire yourself, your mind, your mentality, your subconsciousness. You begin to rewire it away from that particular EU that you made in the flesh. Oh, it was out of pain that I said that I'm not going to get married again. Now, I now begin to accept in my mind, accept in my feelings, in my emotion, the opposite sex. That is the automatic changing of this EU. You now begin to develop that likeness, acceptance towards the opposite sex and making yourself willing and able to cohabit and to live peacefully, to accept the opposite sex without grudges, without resentment flowing from the past injuries. You begin to heal yourself subconsciously. That is what I term automatic way of changing you. So we have the manual and we have the automatic. But this automatic and the manual is only applicable to that EU that you made while you are on this flesh. If for that EU that you took while you were in the spirit world, that's your original. And then with the original. The other EU was a outcome of your experiences in this life. Your experiences. Oh yeah. But if that original one you take in the spirit world before you took flesh here, there's no changing. An example of such EU is whereby you took an EU that, okay, why are you coming to the universe? Why are you coming to earth? Okay, I am coming to earth to minister to souls as a dibia. As a dibia, or as a priest, or as a priestess. You are coming to minister to soul. That was what was signed in your soul. Why that EU cannot be changed anyhow is that it was signed and imprinted in your soul, in your chi. Your soul is your chi. Changing it is not possible from this life. You understand? Esugo a stamp, seed wire, stamp wire. So that EU, I am coming to minister to souls as a priestess or as a priest or as a dibia or as dibia worker or dibia wine. One, you must do it. There is no running from it. You must. Unless maobuna or bulo nke ngolo na mmụọ. The kind of dibia nwere ike ịnọkọta asị na change anyhow bogene. Probably in a bindu to an affunde dibia and I say, hey, that guy is a dibia. Hey, I would like to be a dibia in my next incarnation, in my next world, in my next life. I would like to be a dibia. You begin to desire, you begin to aspire. As you are saying it, because words are energies. As you are saying it, your energy is picking it up. It is beginning to register in your energy, in your chi, that you desire, you aspire to become a dibia. So when you now go and return in your next world, it is actually possible for you to become a dibia. Nke was a dibia by ekolo dibia. Ekolo dibia. Yes, it is possible. It is possible. Mano deka dibia, I nwere ike change kwe. Why in the flesh? I nwere ike put tomorrow say, in fact, I don't want to be dibia again. And it will stand. Mana ifolo obu no na dibia ebe na enwere ya n'iyi na mmụọ tupu ebe na mmadụ nwanne, you cannot change it. Although possible. You cannot change it while in this flesh. If you want to change such destiny, you have to return to where you made it. Some years ago, a friend of mine shattered me. A friend of mine that is a dibia, destined to be a dibia. He shattered me and was like, this is a young guy, a young promising young guy. He have this aspiration to be a successful businessman. In fact, he was planning to, raise some money and travel abroad to go and hustle for money. He just want to be a successful business. The guy is from Nnewi. Nnewi kind of, blood. He just want to make money. To be a successful business young man. Then when Adanafa no dibia, dream and the experiences on and where they come now confirm who no dibia. The guy even came to me those days and I told him, guy, you are a dibia. For me, he na funebe no, ebu dibia. Ọ na-agba m na ị chọrọ travel outside ga make ego. See a guy, that your money will lose. You will lose it. Don't try it. Just begin to arrange things and pick up your current. And then one day like that, this guy chatted me. He was like, Ezingman, I want to ask you a very serious question. You see, what question? Ezingman, is it a must no onye dibia marga emeri dibia? Is it a must? Can't I do without doing this dibia? You see, okay, of course, you can. Obulu. Yes, obulu na dibia marga chohi ime obulu. Mana on one condition. I say what condition? You see, the condition is that you are going to nwụọ. Ị ga-anwụ. Ị nwụọ, ị gachiga na mmụọ. Ebe ahụ ị nọ were sign na ihe na-abịa wee bịa mee bụ dibịa. Iru ebe ahụ sign warịkwazi ikwugharịa. Isi na ịchọzi ịbụ dibịa na ịchọziri ịbụ a businessman. Akajiakụ. No ihe chọrọ ịbụ. Nsi ya ikwugharịzie ya dem ịbanyezie n'ime afọ amụgharịa gị ịbịazi ụwa ọzọ nwazi ihe gbasara gị na dibịa. The guy sị m Ezinwa isi arịkwa gị mma. Nke wana mma anwụ. Nsi ya that is the only option. After ka m gbasara ife a, oruho 1 month, the guy went into installing his agwụ, installing ogwubennia, installing mmụọ dị iche iche kpọrọ ya ọrụ. Today, the guy is a happy and successful dibia, doing well. Na Nnewi. Do you understand? So, for me, ihe niile a nkọwara na, ị ga-achọpụta nwanne, ọ bụrụ ife niile ka ọ ya adịrị gị so easy to separate yourself from. You can't separate yourself from your chi. You can't separate yourself from your awu. You can't separate yourself from the destiny you make na mmụọ. The only destiny you can change bụ gịnị? The destiny you made while in this flesh. Onya ka ị ga-anọ na flesh ya wee change mmụọ. Ekenekwa m ọnụ. Be part of our every nkwasalaka. Na obi ezumeze Ezinwa na-eda. Every nkwa anyị na-eme salaka, every 4 days, anyị na-eme salaka na obi a. Salaka ndị mmiri. Mana ị nwere ike isonyelu na anya salaka, dedicate eto mmụọ ọbụla ị chọrọ, whether ma ọ bụ chi gị, ma ọ bụ agwụ gị, ma ọ bụ ndị ichie ebe nna gị, ma ọ bụ ndị mmiri gị, ma ọ bụ ndị otu gị, ma ọ bụ spirit spouse gị, and all that. Agbara m gị sị gị that na you cannot separate yourself from your spirit spouse that you constituted in the spirit. Ọdụọkwa possible. Onye na-agba gị bịa ka eme gị separation from your spirit spouse. Ọkwa asị. The only spirit spouse you can separate yourself from while you are in this flesh is that spirit spouse that you constituted while you were in this flesh. That is, the spirit spouse, it was while you are in this flesh that you met her or him, by your spiritual dealings or whatever, and the marriage or whatever, the espousal was constituted, or now the spirit spouse that you can separate. Yes, all the possible. Mmadụ na-anọ na mmadụ. Constitute a spouse. All the possible. As a matter of fact, many people that are doing ordinary today have humanly constituted spirit spouse. That will be a topic for another day. If for many people that are doing tradition today, that I have spirit spouse, I have spirit husband, I have spirit this and that. Now lie. Those spirit spouse they are talking about are both humanly constituted spirit spouse. All the possible enemy. Many people constitute it without knowing, ignorantly. I will explain it in my next teaching for you to know. Man, for that spirit power that you constituted, why in the spirit world, no human being can separate it in this flesh. If you must separate it one day, you must return to that spirit world. You cannot separate it while you are in this flesh. How do it possible? Be part of our every Nkwasalaka. Chat me on WhatsApp on 08032477868. My name is Ezinwa Anedo. I come for the total restoration of ordinary nomen and Igbo. Watch out for our next station. Thank you.